We are now in an ambush and set, and we are about to destroy the enemy. My question to you is, are you ready?
Oh shit! Story time about my time in the army. I have a lot of stories about the army. I have the funniest stories ever from the army. The army was fun as fuck. To be honest, I like the army if it's only for 9 months. I don't like the army if you stay there forever. I think you're gonna lose your brain. It's a bunch of fucking idiots there. But the people I met, the stories we had was the funniest shit, man. In the army you had teams, you had a teammate. My teammate was a Japanese guy. His name was Arnold. I can't say his real name. He had the German pre-name and the Japanese last name. He was half Japanese, half German. And he was 160 and he was the funniest. It was like, this is a true story, I swear to God. It's Tommy, the grandchildren of a Nazi, and this guy, the grandchildren of a Japanese imperial soldier, man. And we're in the German army and we're so bad. He took it so serious and I would just never give a fuck, man. It was so fun. I loved him. I used to visit him back in the day. Man, the funniest story ever. My favorite story from the army is that there's this training where you have to live in the woods for 7 days. You're leaving the barracks and you're living in the woods for 7 days and you're acting like war. You're acting like it's real war. And there was this forest and our whole platoon had taken over the forest. Like, we were everywhere we had this stuff. And one team always had to be the guard. Like, there was an outpost like 500 meters away. And you were lying in the outpost and you had to look at the night and look for the enemy. And like once a night, the general tried to get past us. It was like, the generals loved that shit. They were toying with us. They tried to get past us. And me and my Japanese friend, the worst soldiers ever, because we just didn't care. Well, he cared, I didn't care. And we were looking at the night. It was like 3 AM. We haven't slept for ages because we're in the fucking war, you know? And I'm just falling asleep. I'm sleeping in the pit. And then suddenly he's like, Keslut! Keslut! I'm like, hey, what the fuck? The general just talked to me. He said, when you wake up, I should tell you you suck. So there was a general who killed us from behind. And he's like, yo, tell this ginger when he wakes up, he sucks at this job. It was the funniest shit. And then when you're done with that, you have to stand up. And you have to do 1 hour of walking guard. Like me and the Japanese guy, the 160 Japanese guy, were walking around the forest guarding. I haven't slept for days. I just want to sleep. And I'm walking around. Wait, you can't see my boxer shorts. You can see my... And I'm walking around the forest. And I'm walking around the forest like this. I'm on guard duty. I'm like this. And suddenly something happens, you know? I'm walking. It's so dark. You don't see anything. No moonlight. There's nothing. You don't see anything. Actually, it was kind of fun. It was a lot of fun doing this shit. Because it's not normal life. And I'm walking around. The Japanese guy is 10 meters ahead of me, and I'm falling over. I'm like, ugh! And I'm falling over, you know? I'm falling over, and yeah, I'm falling on the floor, like and I'm falling. And then, well, it's like a movie. Swear to God. We had a camp. My team had a camp, okay? Like 30 soldiers. And inside the camp, there was a big piece of wood. And around the wood is a wire. And the wire goes all the way to the forward guard post. And whenever we get attacked, you pull the wire. And inside the camp, the tree will fall over and all the soldiers will come. They will go into the trenches. They will come and go into the trenches. So I'm falling. I'm looking next to me. I fell over the wire. And I swear to God, I'm laying in the grass. And my Japanese friend comes next to me. And then the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm laying there at night and I see 30 shadows crawling out of their tents, tired as fuck, into the forward position of the trenches. Just because I fell over, I see all these guys. Oh shit, the enemy's coming. Fuck. And then the leader, the lieutenant comes next to me. Keslut, what happened? And I'm looking at the Japanese guy. We saw someone. There's a sniper squad, man. Holy shit, dude. And everybody is just like, For 1 hour, everybody's like, Kesloot, are you sure there's someone, dude? Kesloot, we can't see them. What's going on? Man, I had to lie. It was seeing all these shadows, like, just because I fell over this fucking wire. It was the funniest shit ever, man. Oh, that was so good. I loved that. One day, we had, on the first day of living in the woods, we had to draw a map of the camp. We had to draw a map of the camp on a piece of paper, so everybody knows, like, you need to know the area and shit, right? And I'm just so sleepy all the time. And we're going on a trip. We have a mission. We have to get a supply truck or something. So we're leaving the forest. Oh, it was 1-on-1. Like, there was one forest where my team lived, like 200 soldiers. And there was the enemy platoon, 200 soldiers. And we're all fighting each other. That's actually a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Dude, I have so many stories. And we're having this mission where we have to retrieve a reconnaissance truck. So, mission's over. The day's over. We're in camp. Everybody's eating. And then the general. The general was a fucking monster. I've never seen a more fitter person. He was like 30 years old. He had nothing but muscles. He never smiled. He was a monster. He will kill you so fast. He was a war machine. And he's walking in the camp, the fucking general. If he comes, something big is happening. Dude, he fucking walks in the camp. Like this. Hello, soldiers! How are you doing today? And everybody's like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? And the general's like this. Whoa! I was out in the woods, guys, and I found this map of the camps. There's all the MG locations, all the camp locations, all the guard locations. I found the map in the woods where all the locations of the camp are. Maybe someone lost that. And literally all the soldiers, oh, I still got my map, I still got my map. And Tommy fucking Ginger is like, I guess I lost my map in the enemy territory, man, I'm sorry. Fuck. Oh shit. I don't know, they never nominated me to stay longer or to go to Afghanistan. I don't know why. Ah, that was funny, man. And one night, this something went wrong, and we didn't sleep for so long that the big boss of the barracks said, tonight they can sleep. Tonight they can sleep for 6 hours, which is a lot in the army. And the enemy team didn't understand that, and they attacked us. They attacked us at night. There was an attack. We couldn't sleep the 6 hours that was given to us by the general. So as a revenge, the organization of this whole event said that at the last night, as revenge, we got the chance on the last night to attack the enemy camp. The bad thing is, I was such a bad soldier that I had to stay in the camp. Which is funny. My German name is Kesselhut, which in English means the one that defends the camp. It's not even a joke, it's true, man. Fucking true. So the whole platoon, 200 soldiers at night, the coolest thing ever. It was so cool. It was the highlight of the German army. Everybody is like getting ready, putting black in their face, getting fucking angry. Last night they attacked us, tonight we're gonna attack them. Everybody's ready, man. And then the general is like, Kesselhut, you have to stay in the camp. You have to stay in the camp, man. I almost died that night. I told the story before. I always freeze to death that night. I had to stay. And there was this, and I was the forward guard of the camp, and he gave me an infrared, and I had this infrared sight, so I could see the whole battle. And the general, the guy I talked about, the guy who's a monster, the perfect fucking soldier, pure genetics, not a single thing fat, he's just the best soldier ever, fucking monster. And he put on a ghillie suit, and his mission was to take out the forward guard post. And the forward guard post was just two normal dudes like me, some guys that went to the army for fun, you know. And I could see everything, man. They're just like chilling, you know. And the best soldier the German army's ever seen in a ghillie suit is going around them. And then I remember he had like a stick in his mouth. I could see it from the distance with the zoomed out infrared. There was like this thing. You could see everything. And the general is like he takes like 2 hours rubbing to a field and getting behind them. It took forever, but he did it, man. He did it. And then he's behind them and he's just like, well, guys, you're dead. I kill you, man. And then they killed the whole camp. I'm very sad I wasn't part of that. That was kind of sad. And then I almost died because it was winter and I was too lazy putting stuff on my back because it was too full. So I stopped. I didn't take my winter clothing and I almost freeze to death. Next morning I woke up in the hospital. I almost froze to death, man. That army was fun, but like I said, I think a lot of retards are in the army. There's no cool people. Like all the leaders, all the leading positions in the army, they were, in my opinion, they were stupid people. They couldn't become anyone in real life, so they went to the army. There were so many idiots. I couldn't handle it. I knew if I stay in the army, I would lose my brain. And they were always drunk every day. I had the job where I was the last to go home all the time, and whenever I went home, I had to go through all of the area, and everybody was drunk, everybody was vomiting, there was hoarse. Can't imagine, man. Just getting drunk all the time, ridiculous.
She slipped in my fingers like sand. Heard that she had a man. Now I'm just sitting here sad. Oh well, ship sail. She slipped in my fingers like sand. Heard that she had a man. Now I'm just sitting here sad. Now I'm just sitting here sad. She slipped in my fingers like sand.